Hey Sagittarius, this is your general tarot reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of December. And it is the big birthday month for you Sagittarius, so I'm going to have to do it again. So happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Sagittarius. This is your time to shine. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday Sagittarius. This is your time to shine as the sun is shining right on you right now. So let's do this thing. Let's find out where else things are shining for your beautiful, beautiful birthday season. And we're going to do what we always do, Sagittarius. We're going to shuffle the cards and wait on all the right ones to come out for you. And in the meantime, let's talk about the energies, the exciting energies that you're going to feel throughout the month, perhaps. So we're leaving November, entering December, still feeling a little bit of the effect of the full moon that happened in Gemini in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So there could have been a moment as the sun comes and shines on you where you are in your full power, your full glory, feeling that this is the big one. Jupiter has come home. This is my perfect zone. And then your partners or the people very close to you are just somehow not paying that much attention. They're off doing their own thing. There's a bit of a distance. There's a bit of a hello. Can you not see that I am now shining and radiating? And they're just doing other things. And the things that they're doing could really bother you. Now again, it could be your partner or very close friends, people very close to you, just not giving you the kind of emotional attention that you really genuinely do deserve now. And there's a moment where you say, well, if you're not going to fulfill my emotional needs, if you're going to be off taking care of other people when you should be really paying attention to me this month, then I'm going to take charge of that situation myself. I'm just going to let you do your thing, and I'm going to take care of my own happiness, my own business, my own joy, and my own celebrations. So there is a moment where you do look at others, people very close to you, and say, you know, when it was your birthday, I went all out. When it was your time to shine, I was there right beside you. It's my time to shine now, and where the hell are you? But it doesn't matter. I will log this down. I will remember this. And while I am logging it down and remembering it, I'm also getting on with making myself happy and doing my own thing, because I'm not wasting this good, positive energy that's coming my way. And you sure aren't wasting it, that's for sure. Mercury on December 1st is in Scorpio. He's retrograding until the 6th, and he's in the 12th house. So your mind is on very mystical things, deep things, kind of in a floaty zone. I think I said this to you last month, that there's a moment where you could be so getting back in the zone of what you want, what you're experiencing now, getting back feeling like you're in a good space, that you're kind of drifting and letting other people do their own thing. You say, I don't care. And you might be forgetting appointments, forgetting lunch dates, dinner dates, birthdays, things like that. And you just are saying, oh, sorry, my mind was totally elsewhere. Yeah, where was it? Yeah, it was in the 12th house, which is a lot to do with rest, relaxation, and getting in touch with a sense of recovering your identity, also recovering who you truly are, and allowing all the cosmic pieces of you that were maybe handed out like sweets, like candies to other people. You're calling all of that back and reclaiming your fullness, reclaiming your wholeness, and maybe even cutting some of those psychic threads with some people, certainly cutting psychic cords with things that no longer have a need in your life anymore, or have a purpose in your life anymore, be it relationships, friendships, work situations, just themes that keep repeating themselves in your life in general. You're finally allowing that beautiful slow process of letting it all go and being totally okay with that. Now, because Mercury rules the mind, I did say that this could mark a period at the very beginning of the month where you totally forget everything. You can barely even remember your name. When somebody says to you, isn't this your birthday month? You have to stop and think, yeah, it is actually. It is my birthday month, because your mind is drifting out into the cosmos. So it's a very good time for you to get in touch with your psychic energy, to get in touch with the other realms also, because your mind is very tuned in there. So you could be receiving great messages too. Now, I was going to touch on something. The 12th house is also quite ethereal. So your mind could also be on kind of losing yourself a little bit with, scrolling through your playlists and finding that one album or that one artist that every time you play them, it hits the spot. It hits that real zone where you are in another place, and it just touches something really inside you. So through music, through poetry, through writing, through the arts, through watching good movies, not kind of silly movies with, but real movies that have real heart, depth, passion in them. It's got to connect to you, everything. Even conversations now with other people, they've got to be from a really deep and connected space. Otherwise, you're not interested. Yeah, you're just not interested. It's got to be the real thing. It's got to be intense. It's got to be filled with fire and passion and filled with a vision. You just can't look at superficial people anymore and cope with them. And certainly with Mercury in the 12th house, coping with other people might be a thing that you're now really considering, because with the 12th house, you might be presented with a lot of people who are exposing some secrets, exposing some sadness, exposing the wheels behind, the turning wheels behind the mechanism. You might get to see a lot of secrets and hear a lot of things that people are sharing with you. And that could be a blessing for you in some way, because you could finally hear a great truth through some communication with somebody that allows you to finally say, well, there it is. Now I absolutely understand it. That was the last piece of the puzzle that I was missing to move on from something, move on from a relationship or a friendship, to unravel myself from something. I totally understand it now, because something has been revealed to me. The absolute core truth of something has been revealed, and it allows you now to clean up stuff too, And certainly if there was any funny business between you and another person, shady shit in any way, and you couldn't quite get to the truth of it, you might find that the universe gives you that as your birthday gift. That it says, oh, Sagittarius, you've been laboring under some bullshit, perhaps given to you by some situation or a person. Look, my first gift to you is to see the truth in this situation, to get past the illusion as you unwrap your gift and open up and see what's inside. That's your first gift. So that's beautiful. And also the real gift here too is of giving you this wonderful sacred gift of giving you a new illusion, something new to hold on to, that's softer, that's able to carry you through some of the heavier shit that you've been dealing with relationships, dealing with your financial situation, dealing with so many things, your work situation. And now the universe is saying, look, I may not exactly be able to make it completely better for you now, because Jupiter's in there turning the wheels for you, bringing your luck back in so many ways. But that takes time. It's a process, because he wants to do it perfectly for you, and he will do it perfectly. But in the meantime, let me play you the song of my people. And that's kind of what it's like. The universe is giving you this beautiful mood vibe that says chill, relax, quieten your mind, let the shit leave your life, let the bullshitters leave your life, listen to the sounds of the cosmos while we are getting the new story ready before the curtains are drawn back and the theatre presents itself. Please listen to the beautiful overture. So it's a bit like that, but it's a beautiful magical time. Magic in all its forms is yours to play with this month, my love. Now, Venus on December 2nd moves into Scorpio, also in the 12th house. So the goddess of love is in there creating a beautiful space with the cosmos. There could be a great love feeling. Again, the love threads, the psychic love threads are even getting stronger now between you and this cosmic feeling, or even between you and those who have gone on to the next part of their journey. It's just that gorgeous love connection that's still powerfully there for you, and it is acting as a support. It's a gift of love that's still pouring into you, Sagittarius, as a reward. As a reward. You see, as Jupiter is doing his work to make everything perfect again for you, to make you whole again, you perfect again, he initiates it by sending in the troops, sending in his best people, Venus, Mercury, and saying, you know, we're going to clean this up for you before the good stuff happens. It's a beautiful time. Still, what gorgeous energy you have going on for the last while to support you as the pieces start getting into place, as you start getting everything organized, as Jupiter starts gathering the dancers, gathering the musicians for the big performance. It's like take your seat and relax before the big event. What a gift. It's like everything Jupiter will do. Jupiter is so big, so expansive that when his gifts come, that they almost have to be given in little pieces at the beginning, because to receive it all at once is just too much. It's too much, that it almost has to come in like a gentle tide to you until you're open enough and released enough through the 12th house, psychically and spiritually, to completely receive it. Yep. And Venus there in the 12th house could give you the opportunity to reconnect with real things that you love. The music, the life, the wholeness, it's just that gorgeous reconnection again with things that you thought you'd lost. Maybe even people that you thought you'd lost. It's just gorgeous. Now, the aspect here of Venus in the 12th house does also do another thing. For those of you looking for love, and even those of you in a relationship, you could just find yourself very, very deeply attracted to somebody. But it's a kind of look but don't touch relationship. They may have secrets. There may be some things that still have to come out and be unfolded. But Venus wants you to get into a zone where you are in love, but not necessarily doing anything about it. That it's the idea of love, that it's the connection, loving somebody from afar, loving somebody because they bring love to you, because they give your confidence to you. But to actively engage in making it a reality might burst a bubble somehow. So for those of you even in a relationship or looking for love, it's this wave of, I just need some deep, deep connection with somebody who gives me back my confidence. And I'm going to allow it even be a kind of astral love, love from a distance, love from afar. And you're saying, well, shit. Why can't I have the real love now? It will come. But I think it's It's time to reawaken that feeling in you, reawaken that wildness, that passion, the ability to love for love's sake before the real thing can come along, maybe. Yeah, what gorgeous energy. And you know, I'm feeling this thing with you, Sagittarius. I feel the pressure. It's the pressure here in the crown area, where there are still so many big things that are going to come through you, psychic things. So be open to big downloads, because as I'm tuning into your energy, I can feel that energy trying to kind of be part of what I'm doing here, but it's not for me. So I'm just telling you that stay open to some big cosmic love that's coming your way this month. Now, new moon on the 7th of December in Sagittarius. So you've got the sun in Sagittarius, the new moon in Sagittarius, December 12th, Mercury in Sagittarius, and of course, last but not least, the big guns, Jupiter in Sagittarius, in your first house. Now, if there has ever been a time to totally and radically change your appearance, do what Venus wants to do, reconnect with who you truly, truly are on a very deep and even secret level. You know that moment where you say, you know, I've always wanted to look like this, or I've always wanted to express myself this way. I've always wanted to do something, but I've kept that to myself. Well, maybe now it's time to do what Venus wants to do, uncover, unveil, reveal who you truly are, the beauty in you, and put that on the outside. Change a hairstyle, change the way you dress, change the quality of your clothes. If you've been neglecting yourself and just going out and buying a bunch of cheap things that you can throw over you, and you're saying, oh, it doesn't matter, it hides the multitude, it hides, you know, bits and pieces that I don't want anybody to see, it's fine. Maybe now it's the time to reveal your beauty. If you think that you can, you know, put a few coins away, if you can, and maybe buy something really high quality that's more representative of who you are on the inside. If you were somebody who always wears, you know, a business suit or something that's, you know, very appropriate for the occasion, and inside you're a real rock chick, or you know, a kind of a Harley Davidson guy, or whatever it is you are, become that. It's time to reveal who you are and wear that on the outside. Yeah, wear your deep truth of who you are on the outside. Now, first house has a lot to do with responses, with first impressions, the initial vibe that you give off to people. And this month, it's just glow. You know when you add that little ting, like that, the little shine on your teeth? Well, you have that all over your aura. For no reason at all, people will just turn to you. For no reason at all, people will just like you. Well, I don't mean for no reason at all. There are plenty of reasons why they should turn to you and like you. But it's the initial impression that they have of you that's very powerful. So you could prove to be very popular with a lot of people this month, even more so than usual. I want to say this too. Use it. Use it. It's been shit hard for long enough. It's been tough for long enough. You've got the cosmos now adding that extra sparkle to you and depth to you and a kind of ethereal beauty to you. You've got the glow. Don't waste it. Don't waste it, darling. Why would you waste that? Get out. Show it off and begin attracting the hidden things that you've always wanted brought to you. It's worth it. It's really worth it. And your communication is so strong and powerful this month. So make it work to your advantage in everything, in your work life, with your friends, with your family. Your words are magic this month, so make it happen. Now, December 21st, the sun does move out of Sagittarius, And he does go into Capricorn, but it goes into your second house of money. So again, there's a new truth, a new light, a big illumination being thrown on the money. Yeah. And you've got Saturn and Pluto also there in the second house. So if you've been very responsible with your money, if you've taken this whole situation really seriously and recognized that it can't anymore be a kind of, oh my God, I just got my salary, I just got my paycheck, let's just blow it all and have fun, which I know sometimes is your initial reaction. But if you've taken some steps to be more responsible, then you could see some really good vibes coming back or good rewards coming back in some way because of that towards the end of the month. So as much as this is the party season, the festive season, having a little bit of responsibility with your finances, not because I'm telling you to do it or the kind of money police, the cosmic kind of police are kind of waving at you saying, do this, do that. It's for you. I mean, if you've taken the steps to make your life financially better, then you get the payoff for that. So again, that's why it's always worth following the vibes. You know, Saturn and Pluto there are leaning on you so heavily in terms of your self-worth, self-esteem, your confidence, and your ability to get out there and make money. And you could have ignored it and said, oh, Saturn, Pluto, you're just a pain in the arse, which they can be at times, but they're only trying to get you to take something seriously. And like I said, for those of you who have done that and said, oh, okay, I'll go with this energy, I'll vibe along with you for a while, you might see the results come back for that. Now, December 22nd, the full moon in Cancer in your 8th house. And you also do have the North Node in the 8th house. So it's really your new, part of your new destiny to maybe, I don't know, end some old belief you had around being able to have long-term money, being able to save, being able to invest, being able to find the right resources to help you build something, you know, long-term financially in your future, or to find the right people, to find the right something that supports you and pads you out in tough times, where you've always got something to fall back on when the shit hits the fan financially. And around the full moon on December 22nd, you could finally be letting go of some of the old ways of doing that, the old resources, the old backup plans that you had, because maybe they just weren't big enough. Maybe you have to just think bigger, find new resources, new people, new ways to manage your long-range money, and it could be working out for you. It could also mark a period where if you have been waiting on money to come back to you from a health insurance thing or some insurance thing or some money due back to you, you could find that slowly comes to an end and wraps itself up for you there. There are a few cards that we're still waiting on. Yeah. And if you allow me, I'm going to choose your last two cards as your birthday cards. Okay, so we choose that. Ew. Okay, let's make the last one a better. We want the big, nice birthday card for you. Oh, so it's all air, all air. Everything towards the end of the month is up in the air, and that's a good thing, because when everything is up in the air, at first it might seem like chaos, but it's just all about reorganizing so that when they land again, they might land in a better way. I'll explain it all. Let's move over anyway to your Sagittarius, bling, shiny birthday card. So we open the month. Let me just say, we do open the month on December 1st with Venus in Libra in your 11th house in opposition to Uranus retrograding in Aries in your 5th house. At the very first day of the month, there could be a real moment, I should have mentioned this, that where you no longer want to depend on some love relationship that is kind of an on-off. Are we friends or are we lovers? What are we? Are we in the friend zone here? Just some confusion that you're just not going to tolerate anymore. You want to go back to that time where there was wildness, where there was passion, where you could just walk in and the magic would happen into a room, and wild abandon, you could meet interesting people, exciting people, creative people, and for those looking for love, people who would just sweep you off your feet and just make that magic ignite in you. And you might, at the very first day, be looking at maybe a relationship that you're in and saying, this is a bit too friend-zoned. There is magic here, but the magic has become not my kind of magic. And I'm kind of rejecting that for my own sense of self-esteem, for my own pride, and in some cases for my own reputation. So I'm just warning you there, if some of you are in a relationship with somebody who doesn't really feed the passion in you for a long time, and you've known this for a long time, it could be a moment where you begin to reject that in order to find the type of love that just is the way it's supposed to be and reminds you of how it used to be. So yeah, and here we have Venus in Scorpio on December 2nd, exactly where she is in the 12th house, where she's looking at her new possibilities. She's looking at victory in love, when I can go back again and see the possibilities. The 12th house is where magic happens. It's theatre, it's beauty, it's glamour, it's where there is a beautiful illusion. And sometimes people say, oh, well, that's love, it's just an illusion. We are the creators of all our things in our life, and sometimes they begin with the dream, they begin with the illusion, they begin with the hope, they begin with the possibilities of what it could be. And that's exactly how you're entering the month with all things, particularly with your relationships, with friends, with the groups of people you're around also. You're just saying, I need to see something new. There's got to be more. There's got to be bigger. And I know that I'm blessed because I remember how blessed I was when I was really powerfully creative, when I was really tapping into some real treasures in me that allowed me to have this magical illusion in my life, and I want it back. And I trust that it's coming back now. And Venus is definitely bringing that back to you. And here is the Queen of bringing gifts to you. The first illusion for some of you, you could be again creating a new illusion to receive the bounty that Jupiter's bringing to you, but also to receive the money that Venus could promise you, unexpected money, hidden money, money from an unimaginable place returning to you. That could happen. But also being able to look up to the sky and say, I am open to the possibility that the good stuff is being handed to me. I'm ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I'm ready to receive a new and exciting love that's more solid, more secure, that doesn't have me playing out over and over again the old bullshit of the past, with some energy here in the 4th house too, playing out the bullshit of the past patterns of my family. I don't have to relive the patterns that my family have done. I can be new. I can start again and receive a new purposeful relationship, and certainly receive new purpose, receive new money. That's a big thing. Receiving money from a hidden place. Receiving bounty and blessings from hidden places. So stay open. If you're waiting on news from work, for new work, if you're waiting on news for a new relationship, anything you've been waiting on something to just unfold itself to you, it's coming. And it could come, as I said, from a very unusual source. A hidden source, a secret source. And this in turn gives you new inspiration. You're going back, your creativity is on fire again, and you're knocking down all the blocks to the obstacles in your life to create the type of life that you want. And now you're feeling that you're ready to stand up and look out to the world again and say, I can do this, I can have this, I can have whatever I dream and believe that I can create a new initial illusion which becomes a lasting reality. If I can dream it, then I can begin creating it. And that's the theme for everything in your life, everything. And he's turning his back on this card, which is the card of loss, losing money, losing status, losing relationships, always losing confidence, losing your purpose in this world. And he's saying, turning my back on that shit because I understand what I'm supposed to do. The universe has my back. The universe has ignited something with me, and I'm doubling this. Whatever the universe gives me, I'm multiplying it. Gives me one thing, I'll make it two things. I'll keep letting it grow and grow and grow. It's growing, which is what Jupiter is pushing to. Jupiter wants you to grow. So you're suddenly feeling that confidence now to expand, to broaden your horizons again. In the first house, Jupiter is saying, you've got so much more to learn, baby. You've got more to see. You've got more people to meet. You've got more cultures to dive into, more life experiences to get stuck into. You thought it was over. You thought you came to the end where there was nothing left to see, nothing left to do, no more promise left in your life. Well, it begins again. The wheel starts turning again, and you are like a child, you're like a beginner. You're like somebody who has never seen anything before, and you're like, look at that, look at this, look at that, look at this. Oh my God, there's so much. And you now get that something is unfolding, a pathway is unfolding for you that you can now set off and expand your whole life experience again. Travel is everything. Travel is everything. Meeting new people is everything. And stepping outside of your comfort zone and your limitations is everything. And don't sit on your lovely laurels and say, well, Jupiter's home, I'm just going to sit back and watch the good shit come. That's not going to happen. I need to tell you straight up, it's not going to happen that way. You'll get a bit, you'll see something, but it will be an absolute waste if you don't stand up and actively hold this new magic that's brought to you and take it places, bring it with you in order to increase it, to double it, to multiply it, to get more from it. Yeah, and I've no fear of you really doing that, because I believe, Sagittarius, that you would do that. When you're given that first push and you see the wheel turning, you'll go with it. And where will you go? Into a whole new world, leaving behind, like the goddess here, Sumerian goddess Inanna, coming out of the underworld, having gone through such intense shit, being stripped bare naked by those who commanded that. Well, the universe in many ways commanded that. It really stripped you bare, you know. Saturn and Pluto, Saturn particularly in your first house that while ago, was stripping you back, restricting you, bringing you back down to basics. And now your confidence is returning, but it's been a tough, hard lesson. It was hard-won confidence. But you've braved it, and you come out the other side into a brand new world, starting over, looking back and saying, what to hell with you? I'm not going back there. I've got places to go, people to see, things to do. And they're shouting, but you're naked. And you're like, yeah, well, this is the real me. Let everybody see the real me now. I'm naked because I haven't quite yet decided how I'm going to dress my new identity, because potentially Venus is revealing that I can be anybody I want to be now. And then where does she walk? Straight into victory. Starting new projects, starting new relationships, starting new friendships, starting again, dressing yourself after being stripped bare naked, dressing yourself with confidence, dressing yourself with your inner truth, reflecting the inside on the outside, and beaming brings you success in every way. Put yourself out there. There is huge success with the projects you're doing as long as you are authentic to the max. Authentic in maybe in a way that you've never been allowed to be before, Sagittarius. Absolutely, that there is nothing hidden. What you see is 1,000% what you get, and what you're seeing is the complete reflection of my inner soul. And doing that with whatever you're doing brings a huge success. Yeah. I did say there's the element here of being exposed. And I think exposing is a big thing here. There may be a moment where other people are being exposed, their truth is being exposed. But what it might do for you also, Sagittarius, is see how you had any hand, act, or part in some illusion or drama that was brought by other people. And you expose that firstly to yourself. It doesn't mean somebody's going to come and point at you and say, well, you did that, you did that. It's not. It's something is also revealed to you where you played along with a kind of a game, somebody else's game. It could happen. But as you go through the month, after this great success that you're feeling, again, see how you're increasing things. You go from the 6 to the 7. Sevens are always Venus, they're always victory. And you're feeling stronger in yourself now to defend your truth, to defend your creativity, to defend what thoughts are coming to your mind, to defend your version of events also. To defend the decisions that you have to make, that you have to cut through and cut some cords with people, maybe some family members or friends or people in relationships that have gone into a love zone or a friend zone thing. You're cutting it like a hot knife through butter, and you're defending your reasons for doing that because you're feeling more confident when you do that. Now the Ace of Swords again is increased and turns into the 2 of Swords, Moon in Libra style card. Again, the new truth that comes, and you've cut, you've severed ties, you're ready to start again, you're ready to break through to the next new part of your whole life experience and everything you're touching. But there does come a pause moment where you're saying, well, what now? What do I do now? Where do I go now? So many possibilities. I could go this way or I could go that way. Where? The answer here is stop sitting on the fence, and certainly stop listening to other people's opinion of what you should be doing in your life. The answer and the remedy to this is charge. Charge with one thing, one passionate thing in your life, and make it happen. Be a bit more daring, be a bit bolder, be reckless in some ways, not with your money, I will say that, but with your personality, with your ability to make decisions, with your ability to know that what you're doing with your career, with your friendships, with all the decisions you're making, that what you say matters, and you're running with it, you're on fire with it. And it doesn't matter if people say, oh, you should show caution, sit in the fence, don't upset that person, don't anger that person, play it calm, play it cool. You're saying, to hell with that. To hell with that. I am off. Through the reading, I'm also getting the sense here that in some way you are leaving something behind. Leaving a home behind, or leaving a group of people who were once your bonded tribe behind, because there's something stagnant there, and you're saying, I'm off. I'm ready to explore. I need to see everything new. And I'll go on my own if I have to. I need to do this. This is adventure time. And I'm going to make that work for me. But yet when you do that, you will be met with obstacles. You'll be met with challenges by people who don't like the ideas that you're coming up with. They don't like what you're saying, what you're doing. You're changing so many things in your life this month, and your attitude is changing. And what you might notice here is that you might meet resistance from people. And the reason they are, getting annoyed with you is because you're changing, and it's far more comfortable for them for you to stay stuck, for you to stay in the low vibrational energies that you have been forced to endure, sadness, depression, even in some cases, feeling at a loss. And you've accumulated people who resonate with that. And as you step out and become more, they're like, who do you think you are? What are you doing? You don't vibe with us anymore. And you're saying, that's right, I don't vibe with you anymore. And I'm happy about that. And so when that clash comes, the way out of it is for you to keep charging ahead with your truth. It seems that truth is such a big thing, particularly towards the second, say mid-month, and then towards the end of the month. It's truth is coming out, but truths that you're discovering also about yourself, where you're going, man, I didn't see my behavior. I didn't notice I was doing that. I didn't, And people might come charging at you when you try to change, and you're saying, no, it's the truth that has set me free. I've received truth, even psychically, and it sets me free, and I'm running with it. I'm running with it. I'm on fire with my new ideas for how I want to shape my life. I'm on fire. If you're doing something creative, the ideas that are just coming are like that. And you had been having so many ideas but didn't know which one to choose. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe I don't have the support I need to make that happen financially. But particularly December 22nd, you're letting go of that whole concept of who will support me, who will help me financially, who will back me up, who will be there for me, if I do this new project. And you're saying, start over, and find new ways to make that happen. Because I'm just running with new ideas. I've seen the world opening up to me. I've walked through it, and I've tasted the first part of success, and I'm defending myself. I'm certainly defending myself against bullshitters, against people who are very happy to criticize some of the things that I'm doing, I'll also say this before I wrap it up. Please, if you're going to cut cords with people who are working on low vibrational shit, there could be at least one, maybe two people, maybe even three, but certainly at least two people that you have been having that instinct that there's something they're not on your side in some way, or they're not wholly good for you in some way. Use that big sword to get off the fence about making that decision to cut them out of your life. Use it the right way. Cut them out, and cut them quickly, and cut them without any hesitation, and then move on. So Sagittarius, interesting birthday cards for your birthday month. Yeah, I love it. And of course, for those of you who want to go deeper into some themes that I haven't really, there's so much going on. But if you want to know more, I do have the deep read that I do on Vimeo that explores more in subjects of relationships, of looking for love, of finance, career, of family, friends, and other things that might crop up. So the link is down there below, Sagittarius, if it's something that you're interested in exploring, the deep read and unpacking the month in a deeper way. And I just want to say, Sagittarius, thank you so much to everybody who came along and supported the deep read for the very first launch last month. It was incredible to see you all there, and I really appreciate that. So The new one is there now, so it's linked down below. Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it at that, my beauty. Know that you're going to have an incredible, incredible month. And I am going to leave you with all my best birthday wishes and a big, big kiss. Mwah! In fact, two, because it's your birthday. Mwah! For your beautiful, beautiful self. Until next month, Sagittarius.